Alright everybody, this is just a quick precursor video to our huge Apocalypse game that me and Zerul, or I can't remember exactly how his username on our forums is. I just wanted to show you a couple things. He's not here yet, we're going to be playing later today. It's nearly 6,000 points, about 5649 is exactly what I have. And so we're just a few hundred points shy of 6,000. And this is the board already set up. We haven't chosen sides yet. I just wanted to show you some of the cool terrain that we have on here. You might recognize the rusted stuff. This is actually some of the first stuff that we created, and we still love using it because it's so colorful when you compare it to the backdrop that they're on. But if I back up, we have 3 4x4 tables here. And a lot of this terrain was actually created by Fireman Tim, such as this highway, this broken up highway. And then I added some bit of narrative to it by adding these tank traps, but with a story that, you know, it got busted up, and so they came and put those there so vehicles wouldn't go toppling over it. Then we have these 3 buildings, all created by Fireman Tim. He does a great job with his buildings. And actually this factory is somewhat new. If you are on our forums, you'll see lots of pictures of this. And then the cool thing is, it has this goo pit full of zombies. The story behind this factory is that there was an infestation, and that people were dying from this plague, and then after they would die, their bodies would be reanimated and they'd come back as zombies. And so, rather than let this destroy the planet, the Space Marines decided to make a manufacturing plant where they could toss the zombies into this bio-sludge and actually make an alternate power source for it. So, they took a bad thing and turned it into a good thing, right? Of course. So that's really neat. Generator plant here will probably make it one of our objectives, but we'll see. And then over here, we have a bit of an outpost also made by Fireman Tim with 3 of these buildings. And this vertical takeoff landing pad. And a bit of another generator plant here. And a little water, I think it's a water purifier thing right here. All in all, it's a nice big area to play on. These are a little bit different in an Apocalypse game. You don't just have one person choose one side and another choose another side, especially on a board like this. What you do is you have a diagonal line going through it. Usually you roll a scatter die to determine it, but I've predetermined it just because it makes sense with the terrain. That we're going to have a diagonal line starting right about here, and then going this way, and it will pretty much go and cut off just the end of that, the bridge. So one side will basically have this town right here, these 3 buildings, and the other side will have the 2 corners. Now it might look like the one side has a lot more space, and they do, but there's also a big strategic advantage of having these buildings to start in because you get a lot of cover. So either way, it should work out to be a great game, and with deep striking and flanking and all of that, we'll end up all over the board for the fight, especially since the objectives have to be on both sides and in no man's land, which is in the middle. Alright, so this is our terrain. Now I want to show you my army. I have to warn you beforehand that it's not all painted. About 3,500 to 4,000 points of it are painted, but since I just put together the other 3,000 points within the past 3 weeks, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get them all painted. I really would have liked to, but you can see a lot of white in there, and even still some gray. Those gene sealers I just put together the other day, actually. So if we look through here, and you can see everything. It's a nice big swarm, 5,600 points, but it's a good combination. I have pretty much every unit in here except for like the zone throats, and let's see what else. Gargoyles, we don't have those because I need to make plastic ones so you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to make a good sized group. And I think that's it. Can't think of anything else I'm missing. Except for the Apocalypse units, of course. And so we have one of our Hive Tyrants here with his 2 Tyrant Guard. We got 5 Carnifexes here. They're going to deep strike using the Apocalypse Mycetic Pod or Mycetic Assault rule. We have this guy that kind of stands out because he's a different color scheme. It's actually for sale. He's a Winged Hive Tyrant. And then here, first time to be revealed, although he's not completely done, is my scratch-built Trigon. And I'll do another video on him. But I built this guy from scratch using a Carnifex kit and a dragon tail from Dragon of Moloch. Got the idea from Blue Table Painting and painted them to my color scheme. The base is actually 3 CDs glued together and then green stuffed. You can get green stuff at greenstuffit.com for really good prices. And he's coming in with these 6 Raveners, and they form their own assault squad with an Apocalypse, which is an Apocalypse group, So when they deep strike, everything around them has to take a pinning test, even if they normally are immune to pinning because the ground is falling out from beneath them. And on top of that, when he comes out, the next round, he's created such a big tunnel because of his size that I can choose any unit of Gaunts, and I think even Gene Stealers, I'll have to check for that, and they can come out after him. So it'll be a nice way to deep strike some of my powerful units. We got our 3 Biovores here, tons of Spore Mines that'll be deep striking, and I have 2 Lictors, got a bunch of Warriors, got a group of 9 and a group of 6, got a Broodlord with his retinue of beefed up Gene Stealers, got tons of Gene Stealers over here, by far my favorite unit, the Tyranid Force, because they're just so effective. Got 32 Hormagaunts, 32 Termagants with Flesh Borers, 24 Termagants with Devourers, got 8 sets of Ripper Swarms, and all in all comes out to about 5,649 points. So we're looking forward to doing this. And we're going to be playing 5th edition rules. So we have some nice things that will happen because of that, such as extra cover bonuses and everything being able to run, including my Carnifexes, although they're going to be deep striking, so they probably won't have to do a lot of that. And it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully we won't be so tired by the end that I don't feel like posting a battle report, because this should be an awesome game and something to remember.